Hey Raiders, my name is Mrs. Reyes. I'm the AVID coordinator here at Black Mountain Middle School, and we are so excited because we have officially opened up our AVID application opportunity for students to apply for AVID as their elective for next school year. So tell me more about AVID. Okay, so AVID is offered to 7th and 8th grade students here at Black Mountain. It is an acronym that stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. It is an elective that helps students do their best and be their best as they strive to attend a 4-year university right after high school. So how do I know I'm ready for AVID? A couple things. You do definitely need to have between a 2.0 to 4.0 GPA. Something really important is we are not looking for perfection, we are looking for progress. So we'll look at where you are at the beginning of next school year, and then we will set goals to either have you continue getting that 4.0 or 3.8, or to help you bump your goals up. Number 2 is your work habits and citizenship. So you do need to have good to outstanding work habits and citizenship. We work a lot in collaborative groups, and so in order for us to do that effectively, it's really important that we've got that good behavior. You do need to know what AVID's all about, so you're in a great first step right now as you're watching this video to make an informed decision. You also need to be ready to try a new elective and switch to AVID because you do have one elective next school year. So it's really important for you to think about that and make that informed decision, or if you're in AVID now, continuing on. You also, again, need to work well with others and be willing to grow in your leadership. That's something that we really pride ourselves with AVID is allowing students to have a lot of agency and practice their leadership skills. You also need to be able to add value to collaborative study groups. We work a lot, again, in groups. And then be a team player, open to making new friendships. We call it the AVID family here at Black Mountain. So as soon as you hopefully get into AVID, you will create new friends and a new school family. And then big is you'd like more information about high school and college, and really some life skills that I'll be talking about. All Raiders are supported with their organization as a national demonstration school here at Black Mountain, and our AVID students are mentors and key role models of organization. So they are the students who are the most organized and can really be mentors for other students. So we help them really get all of their supplies, all of their binders set up every year, every grading period, so they are set up for success. Along with physical organization, it's really important to be digitally organized in the world we live in. Your future career will likely have a lot of things you need to organize digitally and physically too. So we help students not just to create their Google Drive files and folders like you did in Homeroom at the beginning of the school year, but we help to continue on that path. We also set them up with something called a bookmarks bar, which is just a really great life skill. I teach adults this skill all the time, and they thank me because I've saved them time. So having your bookmarks bar, you can see the picture at the bottom of this slide, organized with a folder per class, and then starring web pages that you're continuously coming back to, like your Canvas course, is really just beneficial to get ready for those college, career, and life readiness skills. Along with organization of binders and e-binders, we also have an e-portfolio in AVID. This is definitely a college and career readiness skill. All of our high school AVID students have e-portfolios that showcase things that they send to their colleges for their college applications. Things like community service and awards and letters of recommendation, scholarships. So we get our students started with their e-portfolio, outlining their profile, their dream colleges and dream careers and leadership experiences. So this is a great way to collect, reflect, and recollect their learning story and really showcase their best of the best. Hopefully this looks familiar to you. In AVID, we not only help students organize their materials, but their time. So as a school, we do have a Raider Reminder, and AVID students' Raider Reminders, again, are the models on campus. Students are writing down their priorities, their tasks, their backwards mapping with their quizzes, they're writing events down, and we give time in AVID to do this. So sometimes throughout this school day, things go really fast and we forget to write things down or check things off, and in AVID, that first 5 is coming in and making sure it's all filled out and teaching them that skill of every single day looking at this before shutting off and saying, I'm done for school for the day. You know, there's never a I forgot an assignment, because they just can't forget, because the reader reminder is embedded into really everything they do. Beyond organization, we do a lot of other things. So one thing we do is we do collaborative study groups. What you're looking at here is called a TRF, or a tutorial request form. So depending on upcoming tests and quizzes and classes, especially math, we do our tutorials in our AVID elective class. And this is the form that helps students prepare for what they're going to do during tutorial. So typically they'll find a quiz or a test or a homework problem they didn't get right, something that was confusing during a lecture, a writing assignment that's difficult, and they will complete the TRF. Time is given in class for this. We rarely have homework in AVID. It is your elective class. Often you'll actually have a little bit of extra time for study hall if you finish your assignments for AVID within the period. And so this again is to set you up for what I'm about to show you. Right here is an AVID tutorial in action. So students are in groups of about 7 students to 1 tutor. We have college tutors that Poway hires, and they are trained to support and mentor students. Our tutorials can be on any subject, but they often are on math. They are facilitated by your AVID teacher as well as your tutor, and we also have student leaders step up as peer tutors as well. Students take turns presenting, so you can see a student at a whiteboard here. So notice the student that's standing. They're presenting their TQ, or their tutorial question, something that was confusing, something they want more clarity on. And the students in the groups are seated. They're taking notes if they choose to, and then they are asking higher level questions to try to get the student presenter to get to their aha moment. Their, oh my gosh, that's how you do it. The aha moment is just the best thing to see. So there's a whole 10-step process you'll learn about, and this is a college and career readiness skill, working in groups effectively. So when you go to a college campus and you look at their library, often you'll see these rooms, and they have tables and whiteboards, and students are collaboratively studying. So AVID students know how to do this, and they know how to do it well because of AVID tutorial. Also to note, we always end with a celebration. We love to celebrate our students. And you can see how this process can really build each other's community, collaboration, communication, and leadership and confidence. The amount of confidence I see in my students from the fall to the spring with their tutorials is incredible. So think about all of the skills like an interview that you are building by doing these collaborative study groups. We talked about supporting you with your organization and these collaborative study groups, and we also do weekly grade checks. So we print out this really neat report on Synergy that not only has your grades, but it has your grade breakdowns on weighted assignments like tests and quizzes and homework, and how much % that's affecting your grade. And we have you bring that home, get a parent or guardian signature, and we also have you reflect on what you've learned and creating some SMART goals going forward. So this is your ticket to our end of the week team building activity. Step 2, getting us through the week. So besides our AVID tutorials, we have AVID lessons. And so you can see a list of lessons here. I'm not going to read them all, but I will go through a few to show you so that you can get an idea. But we also have another acronym in AVID called WICOR. A lot of you have heard of this already because your teachers talk to you about it often. But let's go ahead and see what else we do in AVID besides our organization and tutorials. So one thing we definitely support is focused note taking. So you do this again in your other classes, and AVID just supports it that much more. So teaching you the 5 phases of focused notes and then enabling you to take those notes. My 8th graders take a set of notes on something that they want to learn how to do. And so a lot of them choose origami. So they take a choice set of notes on origami, and then they hand their notes to a partner and see if their partner can successfully use those notes to create the origami figures. So again, this is a study strategy of how do I effectively take notes and use those notes for their intended purpose. In high school, college, and your career, you're going to be learning about how you do take notes. And so going to high school just being a note-taking expert is really incredible. Another thing we do in AVID is the class debates called philosophical chairs. And so this is what this looks like. You can see on both sides of the room, students have decided if they agree or disagree with the stance. We've debated anything from animal testing to phones at school to large versus small schools. Usually we give students the ability to kind of pick on what they want to debate. Super engaging, and when we do an end of the year reflection, this is one of the #1 activities students say is their favorite. We continue building confidence and communication with something called a Socratic seminar. So students read an article. Usually we try to pick a current event article. This last year we picked one on artificial intelligence and how it's going to affect careers in the future. So students read and they mark the text and come with these really higher level interesting questions, and they pose the questions, and the inside circle you can see they talk about it and the outside circle listens, and then they get to pair up with their co-pilot, we call it, and talk even more. There's a hot seat where if a student wants to say something and they're in the outside circle, they can come in the hot seat and share. So again, just really building community, speaking, communication, all of these amazing things. And fun fact is in high school, your AP classes, which are advanced placement classes, you can learn all about it in AVID, they have seminar classes. And then in college, you have a lot of classes with a seminar structure. So having a preview in middle school is just another advantage. We like to, in AVID, give you targeted study strategies that are specifically tied toward Black Mountain lessons. So for example, our 8th grade social studies class has a lot of different tests, quizzes, and projects. One is your USA map test. One is your Constitution unit, where students create 300 flashcards. Let me show you. 300 flashcards, so many. And a big, awesome Lewis and Clark project. So we give a lot of different resources and skills for students to be able to effectively and successfully complete those units of study. So you can see students are learning study strategies to effectively study with flashcards. And the Lewis and Clark project, we go through a writing tutorial unit and USA map. We tell a story about the USA map to remember the East Coast states. AVID has some special perks and resources that are AVID member only resources. One is called Tallo. You'll create a Tallo profile, and it's a lot like Zello, and then it actually pairs you with targeted scholarships based on what your kind of career and college pathways are, which is really neat. And you can keep adding to your Tallo profile throughout high school as you're applying for scholarships. Who doesn't want free money? AVID also has membership with PackBack, so AVID students can have a free PackBack account, and that is an artificial intelligence digital writing tutor. Imagine you're writing an essay and you have somebody helping you. So this is a way that you can do that using artificial intelligence, open to AVID members. Another members tool is EverFi, which is financial literacy. So I am sure that all of you want to make money and save money and live a lifestyle of your choice. And so EverFi is a really, really neat tool. We have different units depending on the AVID grade. But for example, our 7th graders learn about budgeting and needs versus wants and debit cards versus credit cards. Our 8th graders, after their career project, they do a fake tax filing where they learn about, they do a simulation on TurboTax, learning how to file taxes, learn about the stock market, and then entrepreneurship. So you can see this simulation of customizing your own food truck. So again, talking about those life skills. Something I and my 8th graders are really passionate about is their high school readiness unit. So this is something specific for 8th grade AVID, and we spend a great deal of time preparing them for their course request form completion in the spring. So students learn about their A through G requirements. They learn about each one, the requirements. So for example, A is your history requirement, and B is your English requirement, C is your math, D is your science, all the way to G, which is a college elective, which AVID actually gives you your G requirement in the high school level. And once they learn about those requirements needed to graduate high school and get into a four-year university in California, they create their four-year plan. So on the right side of my screen, you see Westview's four-year plan and Mount Carmel's four-year plan. And if you're going to one of the other high schools, we support you with those too. But we teach you how to put the classes in. And what my 8th graders will tell you is that this was one of the most valuable things they did this year in a class, because it really helps them understand and have an informed decision as they were creating their freshman classes and looking ahead at their different like math pathways and science pathways and electives. You can fit so much into the high school schedule. So we color code the classes and everything. There are going to be info booths tomorrow, Friday, and one of the booths is about your four-year plan. So come check that booth out to learn more. At the end of each week, we have the opportunity to celebrate our students. They turn their grade ticket at the door, engage in some AVID strategies, and then we have some team building. Students build their relational capacity with each other. You can see pictured here, we have things like a relay and college ornaments and our Pringles ring challenge and more activities we learned at YMCA Camp Surf. We love to build our AVID family. As a college readiness elective, we want to get you to college. So we definitely take at least one college field trip a year. This year we went to San Diego State, did a whole tour, a fun scavenger hunt, and had some other resources to share, like student Q&A panel and the GPA requirements and majors and whatnot. We've also gone to UC San Diego, University of San Diego, and Cal State San Marcos in the last few years. At the beginning of the year, we like to kick us off by going to YMCA Camp Surfs for team building and leadership. So that we're not surfing there, but we are doing fun games on the beach, and we have archery and rock climbing and other things to, again, build that AVID family in the community and celebrate you for getting into this elective class. And again, just kicking off the year and continuing the team building throughout the school year. Another unique opportunity for our 8th grade students is Shadow Day. So our 8th graders go to Shadow Day at Mount Carmel, where they actually pair up with a high school AVID student and they go to 2 classes and lunch with them. And it's a really neat way for them to share their four-year plan, ask any questions, and just get the overall experience and feel of high school as part of our high school readiness. They also have Padlets for all 5 of our feeder high schools, where students have resources and can ask questions on the Padlet, and our high schoolers will reply to their questions. We have a really strong relationship with our feeder high schools, and we have high schoolers come down throughout the year. They do come to the 7th and 8th grade elective classes. The seniors to the left were sharing their AVID impact from 6 years of AVID. They were sharing like their college acceptance and their scholarships and their internships and more. Every year they come down and make college cookies with all of our AVID students as a team builder. And then special for our 8th graders is they pair up one-on-one with four-year plan coaching. So once our AVID 8th graders create their four-year plan and their freshman schedule, they look at it to provide any feedback and, again, any final mentoring that they need. We love to build our students up and provide them leadership opportunities. So our students are at back to school night, they're at the career fair, they're on homeroom video, they're out at lunches, they're getting awards, and they're even meeting the AVID CEO at Summer Institute. Some of them have applied and been student leaders. So creating that well-rounded student that's not just academics, but they're thriving in other ways too. Continuing the celebrations, we have our AVID induction ceremony every year, where students are celebrated by signing their contract and lighting a candle and ending with tons of cake. So that's something our students look forward to every fall. Okay, that was a lot of me talking. I think it's really important for you to hear from some actual AVID students. Oh yeah, you just did. I was an AVID. AVID helped me get into my dreams college and helped me leave college with 0 debt. Besides hearing from me though, you should hear from some current AVID students. At lunch tomorrow, you are going to have the opportunity to go up to some AVID info booths. We have some incentive. You're going to be given a passport at the end of period 6. And just like a passport, we want you to go travel and get some stamps. You get the stamps by asking questions that are on here. Once you get 6 stamps, you can submit this on stage for a possible In-N-Out gift card. All of the directions are on this passport. But also incentive is to be informed and make an informed decision about your elective for next year. There are some other resources on this page that can help give you some more information, like Glover's Lunch Canvas calendar and our AVID website and our Instagram. Our final slide of the day is how do I apply? I am going to be sending you an Canvas message with our application link and our interview link. You need to apply on the Google form and submit a Flipgrid interview for your application to be considered. You need to do this by March 29th. Now, whether you're taking AVID or another elective, next week, next Friday, March 22nd in Homeroom, your teacher and counselors are going to be showing you a video of how you complete your course request form on Synergy. So next week, you'll have all of those answers, and the course request form will be due Friday, March 29th. We are super excited to look at our new AVID applicants, and if you have any questions, you can come. If you have any questions or want additional information and also to loop your families in, Family Info Night is tonight. It is on Zoom at 6 p.m. I will send that information to you in your Canvas inbox as well as the application and interview links. If you have any additional questions, Mrs. Scambler and I are also in person, so come on by rooms 1015 and 1016 back on AVID Avenue to ask any questions. Thank you.